stay until we soothe our soul. It takes all that long.
Or Cabeza Grande. Woo!
Is that John F. Kennedy?
Woo! Yeah, no,
That's
it's John.
Van Johnson.
John Forbes Kerry.
They're not moving.
Woo, woo.
Oh, yeah, they are. Kind of.
Welcome.
That's some acting back there. That's some white people acting.
Boys and girls, children of all ages, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, woodchucks and chuckettes, to another version of its Newsjust. That's right. You're watching this Newsjust. We're Newport, Vermont. Soldiers TV News. Watch us now. And we got adult themes, adult language. So you're advised. It's rated SC for some cussing. If you don't like it, hey, change the friggin' channel. I've had it with these people.
Go to 50.
Yeah. Go to 15. Yeah. How many channels we got? We got no local programming, Andy?
We have 2.
Oh.
We have us and 15.
She's not bleeding, is she?
No, that's red paint. Something happened. We're not sure if she fell in battle with the cat. And that's that pink goo that makes boo-boos better.
It's a dye pack, man. You stole that dog from the bank, didn't you?
She came in a pack of 20s.
Yeah, it's an exploding dye packs. Oh, and on the green screen, for those of you who religion, yeah, this guy's gonna scare the bejesus, or he's gonna scare Satan out of this woman. And speaking of scaring Satan, I got this from a 113-year-old book. That's right, it's obsolete. Yep, the preacher is preaching about damnation in hell. Oh, there she is. Your mother sucked socks that smell. I know, she sucked mine. Yeah. Puck me, Jesus, puck me.
Man in the rowboat.
Oh, yeah. That last week, it was one for the ages. Yeah, we'll stay away from the man in the rowboat for a while.
That'll be the last thing I say when I die.
Oh, and for all the folks who are complaining about, we can't afford this and we can't afford that and the debt and this and that, even though we print money out of scratch. And speaking of which, for our younger viewers who don't remember what money is, yeah. See this? This is money. Okay?
A coin?
Yeah.
Is that Eisenhower or
it's
Frank?
An ounce of silver. It's a present.
Oh my God, that's a scary, ugly thing.
It's a baby head, man.
What is that?
That is money. This is paper. This is good for wiping your butt.
Alfonso the 13th?
Yeah, ain't that something?
That's a Habsburg with a fat head. Oh my Lord.
It's the King of Spain, who it was 1890. He must have been all of what? You don't think he was weaned yet? Kind of like the mayor.
One of those inborns.
Yeah, a milk-fed mayor. That's right. Well, anyway, so those of you didn't want to up the the unemployment benefits for people who've been out forever and ever. Here's a breakdown. It's from bitchypundit.com, and she's got the numbers there where you can get it. If you go to bitchypundit.com, if you make $50,000 a year, out of your tax money comes $247.75 for defense, $3.98 for FEMA, $22.88 for unemployment insurance, $36.82 for food stamps, $6.96 for welfare, $43.78 for retired disability for government workers, retirement, government, and disability. That includes soldiers, veterans. $235 for Medicare. So the biggest drivers, obviously, the biggest money takers are $247 for defense and $235 for Medicare. Oh, no, the biggest one is actually $4,000 a year in corporate subsidies. That's money we don't get in our treasury because we don't tax corporations like we did in the 50s and 60s.
What?
Yeah.
How's that number? How they arrive at that?
By the givebacks and profits and whatnot. If you go to bitchypundit.com, they got it broke down for you.
Economics is back.
Yeah. Well, I actually have the quote by Cheney quoting Reagan saying, Reagan proved deficits don't matter. Yeah. That's what they said in 03 when we wanted to go to war, and they said, the oil revenue will pay for the war. Remember that, Andy?
That's all that you pay a lot more taxes than that on $50K too. How much would you pay on that? About $12,000 in taxes?
Yeah.
So that doesn't add up to $12K.
Well, it's $4,000, $250. No, it's
That's
about
tiny money.
That's about $5-6
They're just
grand.
trying to make an evil point.
Yeah. Well, again.
Here's the point. Obama wants to get $1 trillion in more taxes, and he's telling the rich 13 months ahead of schedule, I'm going to try and get $1 trillion out of y'all. So what's going to happen? They're going to go wherever and buy them a new Hitler. Because that's what they did last time. They announced, so we're going to go after your money.
Well, that was in 1930s. Unfortunately, from 1940 to
FDR saved America, but he created Hitler and Stalin and Mao.
Actually, FDR saved the capitalist system, because, if it was up to people like Upton Sinclair Lewis or whatever.
What, the meat guy?
They came this close to taking over He did win in California. Anyways, you
don't like the communists?
This is, no, I think both systems suck. We got to find something kind of in the middle,
Cannibalism?
Yeah. Oh, that'll come out.
Autocracy.
When the system fails, we'll see, just like in the siege of Stalingrad. Anarchy, yeah, works for me.
Anarchy and cannibalism.
And if you go to dccrimestories.com, this is the only place I could find this, other than Howie Carr's website. 2 weeks ago, they busted the largest healthcare fraud in DC history. They charged 25 people. They had 200 agents. They found $75 million in fraud, kickbacks, false billings for home health care, Andy. And they arrested a boatload of people. And out of the people charged, I'll mention their names right here because, a lot of you don't have web access. Seems the ringleader, her name was Florence Bikundi, 51, from Bowie, Maryland.
Bikundi from Maryland.
Yeah.
Famous Bikundis.
Yeah, Adocia Flive. She got busted for selling bogus aid certificates, yeah.
Sounds like an English woman.
Ari Kingsley Etchie Bonney. Bonney was the owner of Ultimate Goal Healthcare Agency and Employees Association, 30. Oyebola Hamid Barbindi, 25. Olawatoyan Bakari, 25. Cecilia Akukwa, 32. Oyabisi Zart Barbarindi,
There's
31.
no Nigerians in this pile. They're all Marylanders.
I'm not saying anything, Andy.
I know the names. I recognize the line.
Felix, you're being prejudiced, Andy. Felix Aburi Fawn, 41, and wife Maribel Tenjoa Muku, 32. Ernest Nkongasa, 38. Elizabeth Arung, 41. Desiree Nakamera Bisong, 35.
They're all Chinese.
Yeah. Sidon Nguilafem Alemji, 28. Dennis Allen, 56.
He got a job at McDonald's when he was little.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nibia Iwinayagong, 49.
Nayagong.
Etienne Basugu, 34. Ulrich A.O. Boyle, 47.
Yeah, well, German.
Rose
German
F.C. Acha, 53. Brandon Chenwi Shu Fobeth, 28. Michael Falmunduham, 38. Eric Mukala, 47. Michael Niantaki, 32. Elaine Pungum, 47.
Have they all been convicted yet?
No, these are just charged, so they're innocent until proven guilty. And Victor Tarka, 47, and Paul Tongui, 31. $75 million. Oh, and they busted the head of the NSA's Korean division, Brian Patrick O'Callaghan of Damascus, Maryland. He beat 3-year-old adopted son to death. He once worked in the Senate as a special advisor for 4 president. He worked in the Senate. He was a special advisor for the presidential transition in 08. He's a decorated Marine who served from 97 to 04. And he got the GWAT medal for the global war on turbines. Yep. And, this guy was killed, the street vendor in D.C. He got up, he set up a table, and this guy pulled up with a barbell, and he killed him. His name was Juan Paredes. He had this street corner thing, and they said he swung it like a baseball bat. He didn't see it coming. He struck and kicked him up to 10 times, and the guy got 18 years for it. Yeah, it's okay. Too bad it didn't happen in Vermont. He would have got off scot-free. Oh, and speaking of Vermont, you know, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but we found the emails between Ariel Quiro and the people at the bike thing, where he said, the mistake is following all of you. You've neglected a great product here and the hardworking employees that make Q Berkey worky. Kingdom Trails took advantage of a weak and vulnerable organization to their benefit. Now I have stopped it with great pleasure. Berkey is coming back strong and it's not afraid to do what's right. I assure you I will not follow you or your group, so do what you have to do. This is an exciting place here, and believe me, it's not because of Kingdom Trails. Signed, Ari Quiros, President and CEO of Quirk Mountain Resort. Okay, yeah.
That's decisive.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants. He knows he doesn't want them.
Oh,
They're in a good place now, right? They moved down south to what, St. Johnsbury?
They moved up by the Wildflower Inn.
Oh, the Wildflower. Okay, yes, Lindenville. Linden. Yes, nice place, Kingdom Trails. They have a nice place. They're happier.
And look at this, Andy. We're supposed to believe this. We got no damn, what do you call it, stats or anything. But we're supposed to believe that drug driving is on the rise, Andy. Oh, be afraid.
It's not.
Thanks, Betty. Well, yeah,
Getting
it is.
better.
Because.
Oh, drug driving.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of fat drunkies chasing the junkies. Look at that bristle pig, man. What's with these haircuts? Yeah, let's see. The audience of police, sheriffs, and other fat safety personnel heard some scary data Monday at the Drug Driving Summit. Did you know that the average number of medications prescribed to Vermonters from 19 to 64 is 17 over the course of a year, Andy?
17 what, per?
I guess.
How can that even be?
Yeah, really. Well, I mean, I knew somebody who was on 16 meds. I won't mention who.
17 per person on average.
Yeah.
No.
A higher average than in any neighboring state. Neighboring would mean that
New
touches
York.
us physically, right?
Yeah.
New York, New Hampshire, Mass.
Hoopy hoop.
It's probably not higher than Maine.
Canada.
Or Canada. We don't know.
What's 17?
I know, they don't show the stats. This is what really bugs me, Andy. Vermonters report consistently in surveys that they're more likely to drive after smoking weed than drinking. Well, no kidding, because you can drive when you smoke weed and you can't when you're drinking because you're just so messed up from the liquid heroin.
People drive drunk all the time.
Oh yeah, they're bouncing off trees. You're a million times more likely to get hit by a drunk driver than killed by a terrorist. And and get this, Andy, marijuana is many times more potent today than 30 years ago, with some concentrations of THC registering as high as 30% compared to 4% in '83.
Thank God.
Well, hey,
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know what kind of swag they were smoking in '83, but I mean,
not true.
the good weed has been here since the '60s and '70s.
Yeah, a lot of Vietnam vets.
Hello.
A lot of Vietnam vets gave up weed because they couldn't find anything stateside that matched the crap they had
And
in
that was
country.
sativa. Now, you would think, Andy, right, that if they had weed that was over, what the heck is it, 30%?
High stick was great when I was in high
It
school.
would be right here in High Times, wouldn't you think, Andy?
I used to giggle a lot. I don't know if it's just I had way too much.
Well, you would think, but
French
here it
fries
is.
were funny.
And the strongest strains, the top 15, Bruce Banner, 28%, A-Dub, 27%,
Who measures this stuff?
laboratories,
Why?
R18, 27%, because they're trying to find out what's in the stuff that makes people better for some things than others,
Just
because...
throw a lot of it. Smoke as much as you can.
Yeah, really.
Eat as much as you can.
Tickle Koosh, 27, Blue Cookies, 26, Bruce Banner number 3, 26.
Jews grow some good weed. Blue Kush, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
out of Tel Aviv.
Veganic Strawberry Cough, 25. Girl Scout Cookies, 25. Girl Scout Thin Mints, 24.9. Psycho G, 24. Headband, 24. Skunkberry, 24.05. Here it is right here. I mean, who are you going to believe?
Cookies got weed in them now?
No.
Well, I know
It's just a funny name.
I think that's what they named it.
Ha ha ha.
And and there's an interview in here with our good buddy from Fox
John
News.
Stossel.
John Stossel, yeah, that's right. Because, he's a real Republican. He thinks the government should be off your back and not up your hoo-ha or in your bedroom or anywhere else.
You know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Is there anything the government can do well? He says no, period. There are some things the government should do because government isn't competing with anybody. The Army, or medical research, the Army, and the courts. But I'll pay your readers $1,000 for naming one thing the government does more efficiently than the private sector. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'd get better health care. We're number 26 in the world, for health care and health care outcomes.
Execute
people in jail. We're number
diplomatic faux pas.
Yeah, we got the number one people in jail.
Feet in their mouths. Oh yeah, jailing people. You can't jail people privately. It's called kidnapping.
Oh, we've got an article about CCA in here, too. Can you see using marijuana as an issue of rights, or do you see its value as well? He says, certainly we've gone through chemotherapy claim that the pills didn't work, and we did. The government says the evidence isn't there. Of course the evidence isn't there because the government won't allow us to experiment. Go,
the
John.
evidence is there.
Yeah.
Called the 80s.
To me, the bigger issue is it's your GD body. You ought to be able to control what you put in it, whether it's wheat or unpasteurized milk. It's your body. Oh, and speaking of which, Andy,
Keeper.
Senator Stupid was in the papers last week. I don't have the local paper because I don't subscribe, but Senator Stupid was in the paper saying that this whole GMO labeling bill is a push by Ben & Jerry's in Stonyfield.
Why?
You got me.
Ben & Jerry's is Unilever. Unilever uses more chemicals than anybody.
Mac, come here. Yeah, Ben & Jerry's is not organic, okay?
No, why would they care?
And Stonyfield is from New Hampshire, Senator Stupid.
Well, they're cheap, though.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's just nuts. And you vote for these people year after year?
I don't. I write in funny names.
Yeah, me too. Bozo the Clown.
Sippy the Pinhead.
That's
Sippy the
it.
Pinhead, R.M. Nixon.
In cases of driving under the influence as a result of drugs, including weed, are on the re-increase. But identifying the impairment is more difficult because the officers are more familiar with the signs of alcohol abuse. Of course they are, because they're all a bunch of drunks. They know other drunks. Come on.
Are they bummed that they can't figure out who's stoned?
This is a horrible fight, said Joanne Thompka, director of the National Law Center, set up by the National District Attorneys Association. It's a fight we can win. It's a unified fight that should involve frontline police, prosecutors, toxicologists, and forensic laboratories, doctors, and pharmacists.
Dowsers, soothsayers, witches.
Yeah.
Get them all up in this.
Tomka reminded the audience the importance of addressing drug driving with a slide of a barely recognized vehicle and a story about a crash in which a driver who had been drinking and smoking weed hit a car carrying the parents and grandmother of 4.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It was the weed, Andy.
Kill them all. Kill them all.
It wasn't the drinking, right?
It's the damn stealers, them pushers. I bet you they're dark complected too.
Yo, geez, we'll get to that.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
And
more jails.
Yo, yeah.
That'll fix everything.
And look at this pig.
Privately owned jails.
Look at this guy, Greg Nagurney, the Vermont Traffic Safety Resource Prosecutor on marijuana decriminalization and drug driving. How much do we pay for this pig?
What does he do?
Well, that's just it. Who pays this pig? And he's talking about sprinkle parties. You know a lot of young people, Andy. Have you ever heard of a sprinkle party?
I don't know any young people. Young people.
Okay, Patty, since you asked.
Are frightened of me.
Everybody's frightened of you.
I don't know anybody under the age of 30.
People get over it. The biggest, meanest-looking people are usually the nicest, and the littlest, yappiest.
I'm surly, obstreperous, impolite.
The littlest, yappiest people with the shiny shoes are the most dangerous, okay? It's
the little bald people?
Yeah, the little bald people. That's it.
Here, the little bald people. You want up?
Okay, anyways, Jake Nelson, Director of Traffic Safety and Research for the AAA, cited several demographic groups, including adults over 65, because 80% take prescription drugs, and young adults because of the popularity, Patty, drum roll please, of sprinkle parties in which attendees throw pills into a bowl, and everyone takes a handful to see what happens.
It was never anything good. It was never anything good. You know, you got to be the first guy on the bull to get off on those things because everyone's throwing in Pepto-Bismols, one Quaalude, maybe a little acid. Get lucky.
Vitamins, over-the-counter meds.
How many
birth
acid
control.
parties you been to? The stuff was bogus. They're all sitting around. Damn, I wish I had a joint. Come on.
It's
Those
just
things-
insane.
Sprinkle parties. Yeah, let's be brave.
I thought he was talking about my dogs or something, you know? Sprinkle parties, yellow snow. Oh, no. Nagurney argued,
that's-
we have to make sure it doesn't make more sense to drive stoned than to drink alcohol. What?
Just don't drive.
Yeah.
Stay at home. Be stupid at home. Watch cable.
Yeah. It isn't tied to Stop
Channel
it.
17.
It isn't tied to it isn't tied to incapable of driving. It's just impaired to the slightest degree, said Representative Linda Waite/Simpson, Democrat of Essex Junction. This is the same Linda/Waite/Simpson that wants to take your guns, too.
So, you know, stupid people want to do stupid stuff across the board.
Oh, yeah. This is the nanny state in a nutshell. Why do you people in Essex Junction vote for this peckerhead?
They live in Essex Junction.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, Keith Flynn said he'd like to see enhance the drug testing capabilities. Now when they draw blood, it's sent to Philadelphia.
Cool.
Yeah,
Order
because
some cheesesteaks when you're there.
yeah, because Governor Dumbass closed down the state lab, Andy.
Well,
Yeah. I'm trying to increase the capacity of public safety lab to do blood analysis. We can't get to the point where the prosecution depends on the balance sheet. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, we'll just jail everybody, Keith. And he's one of the more
saw
sane
Keith walking
ones.
up the street.
Yeah, really. And look at this,
They
Andy.
gave him a lot of money.
McDonald's game plan to win back customers. Yeah.
Well, you know, we talked about that. We figured out what went wrong. What do you think went wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Their food kills people, and they're killing their own customers.
that didn't shy people away. What shied people away was their attempt to make decent food and their failure.
Stick with what you know,
Yeah,
man.
stick to the crap, man. There's some salads and them parfaits and the Newman's Own. Yeah, that didn't make you $1, did it?
Newman's is like going out of business. You can't even find their spaghetti
Well, the
sauce
man
anymore.
been dead for a minute, you know?
Oh,
Come
that's
on,
right.
what do you
He's
expect?
dead.
Well, things ain't going so good for the Newmans.
Oh, man.
Being dead and all.
And here we are. Brother sentenced in Northeast Kingdom. Area heroin trafficking case, Andy.
Where?
Well, in Barton, down in your neck of the woods.
We don't have a courthouse.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was federal court, Andy.
Oh, the Prues?
Yeah.
Well, I know them.
Hey, get
They was
this.
good customers. I sold wood to them. Yes, I did.
And get this. Judge
Small
William
world.
K. Asskisser Sessions
murder up in that,
III.
too?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is Judge Asskisser, the one who kissed Victoria Scripps Carmody's ass.
Well, she's cute. You know,
Yeah,
what are
she
you
had
going to do?
money.
I would
She was
kiss
an
that.
heiress.
Rich and cute. So, and you have a problem with either of those?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, then.
This has a, let's see, this was a pretty large quantity of heroin
yes.
was sold, said that Judge Asskisser. That had a particularly devastating impact in those communities, particularly in the Newport area.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
that's true. Newport's dank. Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah, it's
Nasty,
Vermont's
full of
open air asylum.
lunatics. There you go. You know this.
Yeah. I just saw it at easy money, Louis said. I thought I'd make some easy money and get out and start my own land scraping business. I don't know about it. Now I know all about it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to be around those people anymore.
Well, you're going to spend all your time around those people in a little orange jumpsuit.
Orange is the new
No.
black.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, according to documents, Matthew Pruey had an opiate addict for first abusing OxyContin and then moving on to heroin. He became involved in a heroin distribution case by middling deals between Louis Prue and a heroin dealer who cooperated with the government. So the guy he was buying it from was a paid junkie.
Government drugs are often better. So if you can engage some government, you know, People, until you get arrested, you will have some quality going on.
Excuse me.
They don't waste
government
time with that
junkies.
Mexican crap. No.
Yeah, well, that's right. Let's go back to over
We
the
should
counter.
legalize all of this, and so you could go get the stuff from Germany.
Bear
I want
heroin.
the German heroin. I want the stuff
Yeah.
those Nazis make. It's nice.
Waffenfabriken.
Yeah, there you go.
Get down, Waffen dog.
Waffenfabrik.
Get down.
Arms factory.
Waffenhund.
That means arms dog.
Man, Matt's girlfriend, Rebecca Ray, was charged with arson after they were arrested. She set fire to the snitch's home and in Brownington. Now, wait a minute. If he was a snitch and he was a government, what? He was a middling deal between the heroin dealer who cooperated with the government. What?
Who killed who? That's all that matters. And who has the heroin?
Well, nobody. And the heroin
Somebody's
went back
going
to
to
the
spend some
government.
time in jail, and some lawyers are going to spend some time figuring this out.
Yeah.
Thank God for the court system. It's way too confusing.
Oh, man, and speaking of which, speaking of the court system,
Legalize it and save everybody a minute.
Sorrell balked at charging O'Hagan's murderers.
Well, yeah, because he wants to be governor. He doesn't want to get all hung up in charging people.
Well, get this. It took the DAs in Caledonia and Bennington County were so disgusted with Granny Sorrell that they got together with the feds and filed charges on their own.
Got to do.
Get this. We haven't backed to, let's see. Granny Sorrell said his office had a tough time getting convictions in difficult homicide cases. You know, he cited suspects found not guilty in Wyndham, Washington, and Grand Isle County. We can't bust anybody for murder because,
Grand Isle's a weird place.
these guys got off for murder, and, you know, if they got off, then these guys might get off, and we don't want to go to the expense of a trial, said Granny Sorrell. Well, get
Good place
this.
to hang out.
Oh, we have not backed away from tough cases, he sniveled. Warren, now
Is
this
that a
is,
quote from the paper?
yeah. Oh, no, he said.
Sniveled?
Oh, man. Don't get me
Did
going.
they spell it right?
Yeah, they should do it right. Warren would only say that she sent an email to Sorrell's office last week as a courtesy that her office was filing murder charges against the three.
Cool.
It's insane. It's insane.
Well, they're charging him,
Well,
right?
you know,
So,
yeah, well,
whatever.
Billy couldn't do it, you know, and it's tough to
He
get a
needs to get his
case.
money, and he does. He wants to sit on that fence so he can get votes from both sides.
Yeah, the murderer vote's a big
No,
vote, I
like,
hear.
look, I'm not snorting coke. I mean, that's one thing he can say. The governor can't.
Oh, man.
I'm not wasted out of my mind and missing in action, blowing Vietnamese for heroin money.
We got to send somebody back to Hanoi to look for Shummy's wallet, you know.
You
It's
know?
in a whorehouse
Yeah.
in downtown Hanoi.
Transsexual ones, you know.
It's over. Free the weed.
Those happy boys.
Hey, there's a guy who gets the first
Just an
permit,
opinion.
Andy.
What for what?
Yeah, for the weed in Seattle.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Head on Washington State. Excuse me. Walla Walla. Go.
You know what his name is, Andy?
No.
Sean Green. In the Seattle sublime of a shoreline. That would be where the Shoreline Theater is, isn't it?
How about that Iranian-Italian fellow on that plane? What was Kozel?
Oh, speaking of which, yeah. And I'll get to that, you know.
Security.
And
We're safe as all get out.
and did you know?
Where's the plane, peeps?
Get this.
Thoughts?
They mentioned that plane crash, or the disappeared plane. They mentioned the second travel agency, but not the first one, Andy. I saw it on Al Jazeera News. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what the name of the first travel agency was?
Acme.
No. 6 stars. And how many points were on each of those 6 stars?
I don't know what.
6. They were all stars of David.
Oh God! It was Iranians, man.
Right.
On.
It's the
Jewish
Mossad.
Iranian plot. Yeah, Israelis buried deep inside.
The stolen passports.
Most of the day is getting his revenge.
Most of Deg's revenge, yeah, from 53. The stolen passports, one belonged to Christian Kozel of Austria and the other named to Luigi Meraldi of Italy,
Yeah.
were in the database after they were taken in 2012 and
These
2013.
two Iranians roll up. I'm Luigi, and what's the other one supposed to be?
Luigi
right.
and Christian.
Christian, yeah. Austrians are whiter than the walls. Come on. Geez.
Oh, and get this.
Oh,
Malaysia.
you get on board, no problem. You're fine.
Yeah, this Mr. Ali. Let's see.
Going to Beijing.
Thai police and Interpol question the Grand Horizon. That's the second travel agency, but the first one was 6 stars. And
how are they supposed to get to Denmark from China?
yeah, really. Police Lieutenant the parachute Ratchthapong Tiasud said the travel agency was contacted by an Iranian man known only as Mr. Ali to book the tickets for 2 men. We have to look further into this Mr. Ali's identity because it's almost a tradition to use an alias when doing business around here.
It's almost a tradition.
And this is where little Billy Ponzi Peak went to get all that EB5
It's almost
money.
a tradition.
And speaking,
Always are there.
Oh my
Yeah.
Lord.
and speaking of Ponzi
My name
Peak,
is Mr. O.
if you go to VermontDigger.org, man, you look at the stuff on the EB5 program. It looks like it might be crashing around. I don't know. There's the AG's sniffing around, the IG's sniffing around.
Well, the Chinese have pulled the plug at their end anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And Malaysia's police chief was quoted by local media saying that one of the 2 men had been identified. Civil Aviation Chief Azuran Abdul Rahman declined to confirm this, but said they were of non-Asian appearance, adding that authorities were looking at the possibility the men were connected to a stolen passport syndicate.
Oh, they know who they are. They're rich Iranian kids who are running from the imams because they're like distant relatives of the Shah, one of them, and the other one's equally rich and Persian and
Oh, and look at this.
trying to get the hell out of there.
And you know, when they got the permit, to analyze the bats, you know, the bats that were getting killed by the windmills.
Do they fix it?
I sent an email to Davey and I said, here's your chance. Here's your chance to check the bats for mercury to see if the insects they're eating
Are tainted.
Are tainted and full of mercury. You think
Which
they
they
did?
are. No, they didn't. Of course not.
Now, mind you, I still have a warning from the Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department from 2008 saying that you're not to eat deer livers, deer or moose livers or kidneys because they're contaminated with mercury and cadmium. Yet the bats aren't supposed to. And look at he's
You can eat bat.
Yeah, you need a lot of them to make a pie.
Eat a lot of bat.
But there's more disqualifiers in this article than Little Billy's bullshit. Here in Vermont, I think we have seen the worst of it. I suspect we're at the beginning of a long road. It's unclear how well they've done. It's unclear whether the bats in the winter is above exposure. We don't know if it's caused. You know, it was detected in 06, and it's believed to be. And they tagged them, and the bats leave the caves and die because the winter landscape does not provide the insects they need to survive.
Oh.
Well, you know, the insects they need to survive are contaminated with crap from the coal-burning plants, which are diminishing because natural gas is so cheap, but still, they'll go back to it when they have to, trust me. In fact, survivorship may be a genetic or behavioral trait, you know, so we've got maybe, we think, we suspect, it's unclear, yet we're paying these jackass biologists how much a year, Andy?
Couple bucks.
Oh, yeah, I think you get a couple of bucks.
Minimum wage plus tips.
Plus tips.
You got that jar out by the truck when you drive by. Oh, you're a scientist. Here's
Yeah, sure. And you know how many flights there are?
Well, if they play guitar, they get more.
Hey, thanks, Todd. Take care.
You're leaving us?
Oh, do not leave us, fearless leader.
Damn. So when's our meeting?
Yeah, when's your meeting, man?
When's our meeting, man?
It's not confirmed yet, but probably 2 weeks.
Probably 2 weeks. We have to run that by Leonidas.
Yeah.
No.
You gonna be
Actually, at
okay?
the time of this airing, it would be 1 week.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we get it in the paper,
That
Toster.
there's tomorrow.
Yeah, put it in the paper. Thank you, thank
The
you.
Chronicle.
Yeah.
We all
Not
read
the
that.
Chronicle. I see piles of them. Nobody's buying them, Andy.
Unless they're thick and heavy. Patty,
Thanks,
Patty.
Patty.
89,000 flights a day where?
All over the globe. And we wonder why the air's all shitty, huh?
It's not because of the planes, it's because of the Chinese and the Indians.
Yeah, well, do you remember how clean the air was for that week after when they shut down air traffic at 9/11?
It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice to have our air back, wasn't it?
84 was nice too in LA during the Olympics when Peter Uberoth ran things.
You know, that's right. When I drove back.
Dictator.
I drove back in August of '84.
And you had a good time, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah. As a matter of fact, I did. I always did. I drove cross country about 12 times. Oh, and today is anniversary of Fukushima. Burn, mofo,
3 years.
burn.
It's been 3 years, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was 11, and it's now
2 or
14.
4.
4 minus 1 is what?
3.
Yeah. Oh, and it was a riot.
It's in April, so it's been a...
Thanks, Patty. There was a riot in Amherst, Andy.
Amherst, Massachusetts?
Yeah.
So?
73 arrested, 4 cops hurt, 4,000 people,
4,000, that's like the entire city then, right?
Yeah.
They're all in jail?
They started drinking Saturday morning, and there was a holiday established by bars to allow students to celebrate the holiday before heading off on spring break.
I guess they all heard back from the graduate schools they wanted to get into.
Yeah, Mommy's going to pay for 4 more years. Yay!
Not with those GPAs.
Oh, and if you go to democracynow.org, you can see their interview with Nyota Khan. Nyota Khan actually changed his whole opinion of nuclear power after TEPCO lied to him and pooped him about the Reiki reactors.
Yeah, Reiki reactors.
Yeah. And of course, man. Hey, you know who was killed last weekend, Andy?
Obviously, I don't.
Me neither. It wasn't anywhere. The vice president of Afghanistan.
Was killed?
It'd be like if somebody killed Joe Biden, right? Nobody would know.
No, we'd all be happy. I know that.
Was it Teddy Roosevelt said that being vice president was like a warm bucket
So the
of piss?
VP's dead? Really?
Yeah.
Karzai said.
Hopes for a peaceful outcome from the elections received another blow from Sunday's death of Vice President Mohammad Qasim Fahim, a key political player who observers say could have prevented bitter recriminations among factions after the new leader is named.
Oh, so a guy who had skills at mediating problems
Is dead.
Gone.
Yep.
Offed.
Karzai is not allowed to seek a third term.
So who killed him? Any thoughts? Which side?
They don't say, Andy, now do they?
Probably us.
Yeah, it was probably our people.
You know, he was obviously not pushing for a signature.
Oh, here's Senator Batshit and the Dolly Gerbil Llama.
Well, that guy?
Yeah, there they are. He had the Dolly Gerbil in the Senate chambers. Thanks, Patty. And
Is that Mitch McConnell?
there was nobody there.
Oh, no, that's Leahy.
Yeah, Senator.
He's just a photo op. He's such a bag of nothing.
He's just a weasel, man. He's a weasel.
He's the only guy who's stupider than Bernie
Yeah, well,
in the Senate.
he's so slippery. He's so slippery. It's just insane.
Slippery?
Yeah. Oh, and here we are. General's accuser
Because of the
testifies
scaly
about
skin.
sex assault. Yep. And remember, it's pronounced Blomé, not Blomy.
What?
Okay?
This guy?
Yeah. It's Blomé. Accent grab over the E.
Okay, whatever. What's his real name?
Oh, Sinclair,
So where does
Which
the
is-
Blomé come from?
which is that's his maiden name, which is a bastardization of St. Clair.
That worked. I don't get it, but I guess it worked.
It works for me.
Okay, then.
Troops in key posts may be rechecked for sex offenses. So,
Rechecked.
yeah, drop your pants and bend
Again.
over.
Yeah, we have a smell test coming.
Yeah, stick out your
We've taught
fingers.
this dog some special skills.
Yeah.
He looks
20
for men in the rowboat.
20,000 soldiers look for the little man in the rowboat, I'm telling you.
When he finds it, he barks.
The arrested trial of an Air Force officer charged with sexual assault prevention was accused of drunkenly
yeah.
groping a woman outside
Irony.
of bars.
Irony on top of
emblematic of
irony.
the incident.
That's why they
Okay.
pick him. So they can laugh about it later.
You remember that song, Once I Built a Railroad and Made It Run?
No.
Made it run on time.
I remember, yes, I have no bananas.
Yeah, brother, can you spare a Bitcoin? And
Oh, that's hilarious. That is great.
yeah, well, it seems
How to
Newsweek.
disappear $500 million.
Newsweek claims that Dorian Nakamoto is the founder of the digital currency. But Nakamoto say no.
People will buy stock in anything. They'll buy unicorn shit.
Yeah, 26,000 sex crimes since 2012, Andy. And look at Boxer. She's pissed.
Well, you know, about something finally.
Sold 10 hut, bend over.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
California senators were a pretty vapid pair.
Oh man, it's insane. All the women lined up behind this bill, and the men shot it down. How many more victims are required to suffer before we act, said Susan Collins. How many more lives must be ruined? Claire McCaskill. She was an opponent of the bill and former prosecutor. She says, more cases are going to trial. Yeah, well, she's from Missouri. We can't let the commanders walk away, said McCaskill. No, of course you can. You can. You do. They have. Because it's an old boys network. And until we get more women in the Senate, and, well, except for Linda Waith Simpson and this other bat crap crazy lady down here who says freedom isn't free.
Well, that was from Benjamin Franklin said that.
Oh, yeah, right. Reed said stripping the commanders of the authority to discipline the troops would be detrimental to the effectiveness of the force and common goal to reduce sexual assault. Yeah, because, well, he's graduated from West Point, so he knows everything about the point. What is the point? Remind me again, would you?
They're never going to find this plane, are they?
Well, you think you've got to get...
What?
Yeah.
$1.05. Isn't that what they sing about in World Police?
Yeah. Freedom costs $1.05. Watch it. It's a funny movie.
And, yeah, he pled guilty to 3 of 8 sodomy charges. General Blomay.
You mean Mr. Sinclair?
Yeah, General Blomay. And, what's one of my favorite topics, Andy?
The Pope.
Yeah, well, just very briefly.
I thought you liked the guy.
I do. We got a good one now. Homino, domini, all you kiddies, drop your pants. Kiss the ring. On your knees and beg forgiveness. Kiss the ring. Kiss it. Kiss it. And here we are. This is the good Pope, but he still has the big hat. So I don't know. You get a bigger hat, you got to cover up a bigger head, And the men in dresses make a big mess. And he actually came out and he said that he left the door open for same-sex unions, Andy.
Well.
So remember, leave the back door open if you want the unions. Yeah.
You knew that was coming, though, right?
Oh, man, the new service city's the first the Pope to indicate the tentative acceptance of civil unions. He praised Pope Paul VI's Humane Vitae that rejected birth control, but added that to Pope Paul, he said it should be applied with much mercy and attention to concrete situations. He acknowledged that, that's what it says here.
If you're really horny, buy a rubber, just go ahead.
Yeah, and go join the army and see General Blomay. He acknowledged that the sex abuse by the priest had damaged lives, but said since the Pope Benedicto ex vi, the Church has done perhaps more than anyone to solve the problem. The Catholic Church is perhaps the only public institution to have acted with transparency and a responsibility. No one else has done more, and yet the Church is the only one attacked.
Well, how many organizations have like a pedophile problem?
Oh,
the IBM. Damn it, those rampant crazy rapers down in the basement.
The Avon lady.
The Avon, Avon. We show up at your door, we ring the bell, we rape you. What? Major League Baseball, what?
Penn State. The Nitwitty Lions.
Aren't they Catholics?
The Boy Scouts. Well, yeah, aren't they? That's right.
He was a Catholic.
Look at this guy, Andy. He's sprinkling water all over the brand new building. Now, what the hell?
Well, is he casting out demons?
I guess so, man. But it's a brand new building. How can there be any demons in a brand new building?
Easy. Do I have to start? There are so many ways
I thought the demons only showed up when somebody
you should
died.
See I Married a Witch with Frederick March and Veronica Lake.
Oh, I'll watch anything with Veronica Lake.
See, well, she lived in a tree for 400 years.
Oh yeah, that is a good movie. See
how things go?
And look at this. Push the cancer hall. That's right. Drink the flammable liquid heroin and be a fat slob just like this guy here. See that guy?
Beer and whiskey's kind of risky. Whiskey and beer, not so much to fear.
Be a fat slob with
the clear.
With bedhead. Thanks, Patty.
There you go.
Oh, and look at this. This shows a guy making maple candy. It says Jacquez Cauturi shows how maple syrup is heated and stirred some more to make maple cream. Now, mind you, he's got no gloves, no hairnet, no nothing. That's a Vermont for you.
Who wants that shit, really? I was a chef in Michigan when that glove crap started, and I lasted one day when I melted one pair, and that was it.
Yeah, really. Well, if you wash your hands, people, every now and then, you know, come on.
That guy probably he probably doesn't even pee. A lot of Vermonters don't even pee.
Yeah,
Ask them.
they just wear diapers.
They don't even use their bottom facilities. They just, like,
Here's another restaurant going under. And Burton.
Where?
Burton got an award. It's the Three Tomatoes in the Williston. Yeah, Burton in China.
Austria.
Oh yeah, they have their model shop in Austria, but their manufacturing's in China.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the business award, the annual Burlington Business Award, is going to Burton Snowboards. We are fortunate to have the successful international company as ambassadors, and we know that. Yeah, and we know that they suck.
Where have you been the last 2 years?
And we know it said Kelly Devine, and we know they suck for going to China, and we know they suck for having their model shop in Austria. But you know, Jake said we don't care because they've evolved into a shining example.
They closed down their New York plant like a few weeks ago.
And here we are. Guess who's closing? 225 stores, Andy.
I can't even. Oh, Staples?
Yeah, the Romney Company.
They're going away?
Yeah.
Man, they're horrid. We went into one, that's Staples, right, in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
God, we can't sell you that, we're out.
You know?
They're so weird. Oh,
and
God.
well,
goodbye, who cares?
You know, the company my wife used to work for, when they wanted to put a display in end cap on one of the aisles in Staples, you know how much they had to pay the guy, Andy?
Too much.
$250,000 to pay off one guy to put the end caps in all the Staples stores. That's not bribing, though, is it, Andy?
No.
No, that's called capitalism.
You know, Lockheed Martin could have solved that.
Cool. Yeah. A fee. Yeah. Excise fee, right, Patty? Yeah, here we are.
This pay for their communism.
And Booze for Brains. Here we are. Colchester man for home. And we got a kid who did revenge porn and his girlfriend. Posted pictures of her on the internet. According to court papers, Borlevon, what's this guy's name? Lucian Borlevon. Oh, that's an old Yankee name, right?
It sounds like it.
Broke into a Penisburg home and threatened to burn it down. He poured gas on the floor near a wood stove and threatened to light it on fire. A short investigation, they arrested him and released him on conditions. And you know what the conditions are, Andy? To obey a curfew and not have or consume alcohol because the liquid heroin's legal. And St. Mike's student accused of posting nude photos of ex. His girlfriend said that he told her, he's a man and I was just a woman, and the man teaches the woman discipline and he can do whatever he wants. Okay, Jake Tugas took these pictures of me during sexual intercourse, and I was never aware, nor would I have ever allowed him to if I had known, the woman wrote in a statement. When we broke up, he threatened it. He'd post my pictures on a site back in March 2013. And if you want to go to the website and check out these revenge pictures, it's called revenge.com or something like that. A revenge porn site. Where the heck is it? They listed it in here.
Revenge porn?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, revenge porn.
How does that work?
Well, you know, revenge porn, yeah. It's called Get Revenge. That's the name of it. Or revenge.com or some damn thing. Who cares?
It's not really porn. It's more like revenge.
Yeah, it's more like revenge. And here we are. Pazos was called a person in need of treatment, you know. And if you... they had health meetings for Somali, Bantu, and Nepali residents, and they had a Mai interpreter, Andy.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You need one of those.
How much does a Mai interpreter cost?
Probably minimum wage plus tips.
It's in Leviticus.
It is. Right after the don't eat bacon unless you've got enough
Heinsberg
lettuce.
students learn math and help their town drunks. That's right. You know, it's part of the school to prison program. Yeah, we got to do shelves for drunks, you know. And
Shells?
yeah, they got a brand new snazzy shelves with a new police department with room for 6 full-time officers, other staff, and conference room complete with AV recording equipment. A data master breathalyzer means that those brought into the station for suspicion of DUI could be tested in-house rather than being transported all the way to Shelburne.
Or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, or their blood sent to PA. Look at this, Andy. They used to have this in the Thursday papers. Well,
Legal notices.
yeah, look at them all. These are all foreclosures. And here, Patty, thank you. And it's insane. And they're all the same company. Mortgage electronic registration. Mortgage electronic registration.
Oh, well.
Oh, and you know what there's a shortage of this year, Andy? It's I'll give you a clue. It's think heating.
Bats.
Bats, yeah, that too.
We need more bats.
There's a shortage of wood pellets. Well, you know, we had
It's a shortage of everything.
We had a local senator who went to bat for a guy. They took part of the airport in Island Pond
Oh,
for
that
this
whole
guy's
thing.
pellet plant. And he said, really, I don't know if I'll make enough money. And, you know,
I think we all know
we got all the
that
people in Island Pond to vote for it. And then he changed his mind.
And he went away.
Yeah, and then he went away and took his money with him and his long-haired, shaggy cadmium count. You ever heard that old joke, Andy?
No.
Crosstown bus run all night long? Doo-da, doo-da. It's from Johnny Carson.
Well, that's before my time.
Yeah. And look at, here's Lois Lerner again. She refused to testify, and then the black guy got up and bitched, and
I couldn't stay up late.
there
back
she
then.
is. And I didn't know she was a Bush appointee, Andy.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why she's cute?
Yeah. Yeah, Lois Lerner. That's right. Facebook to delete
Lois
posts
is
for
smart as hell. She's not
illegal-
gonna ever say diddly.
and legal gun sales. That's right, because we're going to prevent felons from getting gun, and everybody's going to be a felon, and every citizen's going to be a felon, and every crime's going to be a felony.
Well, then we'll all get 50 grand a year.
Yeah.
3 squares, jumpsuits, exercise, sodomy.
Get this, the GOP is set to block the EPA bill. Oh, you know, the Serbs are bitching about Tesla. They want to bury his ashes finally.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, it's the Christians again, I guess.
Snillers.
Yeah. Republicans and some coal state Democrats say the EPA rule is based on carbon capturing technology that does not currently exist. You don't remember the billions we put into Indiana, into that facility that was
Warp
going to
drive.
sequester carbon? Yeah, that's
Warp
it.
drive's coming.
That's it.
And we'll all have your asses.
Dear Annie, tears in Vermont for son who left. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But it's not really news, is it?
Oh, yeah, no.
Is it real?
I don't know.
It's like Penthouse. Do they make this stuff up?
My wife is heartbroken. We can't maintain a room for him in our home until he was almost 30 years old. He was always close to his mother and speak on a daily basis. But now he's a recovering addict. He left town and he's living with his girlfriend in 3 hours away. That would
Is
be
that
Boston. Well, I guess as long as he's clean, right?
As long as you move in with your girlfriend, you don't have to be a burden to your parents.
Yeah, and
Be
get
a
this.
burden to your girlfriend.
Here's an old Yankees story. Remember in the old days when they used to pay people to be poets and stuff, Andy?
What, poet laureates and things?
Yeah, newspapers used to pay people to write. Can you imagine that?
No.
And you know, the Chronic used to pay me $35 for pictures of car crashes and fires, but now they don't.
Do you stage them?
No, but I thought of it a couple times, but
I
I
need
figured I'd get in trouble.
$35. Who can I get to induce an accident?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, here, hit each other. Well, get this. There's early in 1915, he lived in Franconia, New Hampshire from 1915 to 1920.
That's a lame thing to do.
And Robert Haas knew the people who lived in the town, right? And this woman's grandpa, the little girl said, "Who's that man that bought old Joe Hebert's farm?" The grandfather said, "That's the laziest, most good-for-nothing person who ever moved to Franconia. All he does is sit in that chair and write letters. Come winter, he'll be down in the village and we'll all be paying for him." And yeah, because of the overseers of the poor. and the poor farms. And there's a famous case of a Vermont judge who owned an African-American slave. She worked for him all her life, but when she became old and disabled, he shoved her on the town to take care of her. And he recused himself from the final Supreme Court decision, but it went its way, you know. Of course it did, because it's Vermont, man. You can do what you want. That's just nuts. And here we are. Russia reinforces the Crimea, Andy. Well, you know, like the old timers used to say, how's that affect us exactly? You know? How's it affect us exactly?
Well, we made a ton of money on Monday off of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's all we do is...
Hats off to John Brennan for telling Feinstein to stick it. Hats off for engineering the Civil War. What else has he done?
Newtown's gunman's dad opens up, Andy. Oh, and they...
Oh, yeah, he called his son completely evil. He's towing the line.
Patty. They mentioned...
You believe him? I don't believe him at all. He didn't sound real.
No.
I wish I'd never had him.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Just stupid crap.
He's a demon spawn.
He's a demon spawn, yeah. Not like my son had nothing to do with this. He didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, yeah, he couldn't get away. He couldn't get any more evil.
Asperger's.
He wished he'd never been born, yeah.
He didn't do a damn thing. You're a liar.
He said he would have killed him, too, if he had the chance.
He would have killed... Oh, his son would have killed him?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know, but maybe because he was a piece of... I don't know.
He didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Why do you admit it, that your son is innocent?
Yeah, you think? Well, he's got to toe the line. He works for GE.
Yeah, obviously.
Intelligence officials have long wanted a computerized system that could monitor employees and foil leakers like NSA Snowden. Such a system might also detect troubling signs in those who already hold security clearances, such as the shooter in last year's mass killings at the Washington Navy Yard.
Obviously.
You know, it's
How
funny.
many voices do you hear in your head? Please number.
Yeah, number them 1 to 2.
If it's more than 3, please dial 0.
Yeah, and once again,
Our computer will teach us.
Oh yeah, and for those of you who like to look stuff up, here we are. This is from the War on Weed thing. That's right. If you go to the look up the Indian Hemp Commission, no physical, mental, or moral injury.
Weed is fine. We know this.
And that, well, you gotta remind people.
Why? No, we
The
don't.
Wooten
They know
Report.
this. It's fine.
The Schaefer
Weed
Commission.
is great.
That's
The stonier, the better.
Nixon's own people told him it had no physical harm.
Nixon smoked mad weed.
And he made it Schedule 1. He could have changed it.
He
did.
He had his reasons.
Yeah, he was drunk. He had his reasons.
He did like his bourbon and his speed.
Oh, California had a big quake yesterday, Andy, day before.
Well, in the water, big deal.
6.9
Up north,
up in
nobody cares.
Eureka. Yeah, well,
Eureka or Eureka?
Eureka.
Eureka's cooler.
Hey, and get this, right? This woman, Ebony something, what the hell? Ebony Wilkinson, she told...
Boy.
Yes, the people, they're banging on the window. She's driving her minivan into the surf, and she's saying, it's all okay.
Oh, her.
We're fine. And the kids are all... Thanks, Fatty. The kids are all, Mom's crazy. She's crazy.
Little bit.
And here we are. Oh, that's right. We can't kill anybody, Andy. Nobody's selling us the drugs anymore.
Who we want to kill?
Well, prisoners. They're sending out guards in the desert in the middle of the night, you know? It's insane. Yeah.
Where?
In California.
What, people are sending the guards out into the desert?
Yeah, to meet with people from other states like Nevada and shit. The media blow-by-blow details prisoners gasping, snorting, crying out during improvised injections, taking forever to die.
What?
Well, yeah, there it is right there. Check it out. Once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show, and hopefully next week we'll see you again. You know, inshallah, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Until then, look east, get down on your knees, and pray towards Mecca or east or west or whatever, and say, Allahu Akbar.
Vote yes if you're Crimean.
Vote yes for the Crimeans. It's a Crimea happening over there. Allahu Akbar.
We let the good times roll. We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. It takes all night long. Come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. It takes all night long. The evening sun is sinking low. The clock on the wall says it's time to go. takes all night long. Come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. Listen, might be 12 o'clock and it might be 3.